Hi guys. So this is day 4 of Inktober, and the prompt for day 4 is radio. This was particularly challenging because a lot of things come to mind when the word radio, is prompted up. And what I originally wanted to do was I wanted to draw Captain America, with a phone in his hand, saying something along the lines of, "Tony, I think I should just go back to the days when radio was around." Because there was this deleted scene from the first Avengers movie where Captain America was chatting with this girl at a cafe. And when she's going away, she says, "We've got free wireless." And Captain America says, "Radio?" And that was particularly funny to me because that kind of humor works with Captain America, I mean, he's a matter of time. But then I wanted to try something different because I draw superheroes very, very often. Uh, so I tried drawing this guy with a radio for his head and a very slender human body. But then I was like, all right, let me try and go and look for some references for that. So I went on Pinterest and I started searching for references, and a lot of people had already done that. So then I tried to, you know, play a little tug of war with the idea of trying to draw a brain as a radio. But then, I mean, that didn't particularly stick either. Uh, so what I ended up venturing off into was trying to create a design that would resemble the kind of designs that MTV used to, throw up back in the early 2000s when they used to air these shows and everything. Again, the 2002 to 2004 period was, in my opinion, as far as media was concerned, it was just in a league of its own. It had a certain vibe, it had a certain look, had a certain feel. I mean, that every time I think about the early 2000s, 2002 to 2004 media is what genuinely just comes up over and over and over again, right? And I was really young like that time. Uh, so I didn't particularly remember much until I like started researching on the things that used to air back then. MTV again was huge, huge back then. Uh, so I wanted to create something that would be synonymous with the look that MTV had back then. Something that was kind of, uh, you know, very modern and techy and very edgy looking, but still have this flair of art uh, slapped on it. So I wanted there to be this really nice graffiti look to it, but I also wanted it to look like something that's modern and new and contemporary. So I start inking, and at this point, the colors that show up in my head and pop up in my head are orange, white, and black. That's what I wanted to originally do. The final painting that I ended up with had shades, uh, somewhere in that value range and the hue range, but it drastically changed like as I went on and like started putting in the details and everything. So what I'm trying to do now is I finished the main inks of the piece, and now I'm just like trying to outline the whole piece up and just make it really pop because I knew I wanted a black background. And what I'm doing with the gray background right now is just figuring out the values and where the black and white is ending, right? Because it's important to do that. Otherwise, it's just gonna mesh together. And a lot of times, like when you're trying to work directly on a black background or a white background and trying to like delineate between these surfaces, you can't because a lot of stuff actually does get left behind. So that's what I'm just trying to do at the moment. I fill in the spaces, I apply the base colors. Base colors in this case being white and black. So that's what I end up doing. I have this really nice sharp look for the entire drawing now. So as far as the inks are concerned, it's all good. Now what I end up doing is, and I have this, yeah, this part is it's probably the highlight for me. I get a little excited like seeing this part over and over again because radios are these small screens, right? And that's where I wanted my signature to be, but a regular signature wouldn't really mesh well with the drawing that I was making. So I just put my name in there on the screen and I added a glow effect on it, a glowing filter on it, which resulted in this lovely radio looking like piece. Like it gave it that really vintage radio 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 vibe. What am I saying? But yeah, that again, which is what I wanted to do with this piece. I wanted to give it that really nice look as far as just uh, the vintage vibe was concerned. Uh, Again, I'm just blocking out the colors at the moment. Red uh, was something I was experimenting with in the start, trying to figure out how red, black, and white would look, because honestly, that's the kind of color combination that doesn't necessarily go wrong. Like even YouTube, right? The color scheme of this entire website is black, white, and red. So I wanted to try something like that and just figure out these small details and everything, which is what I did. So I'm just like putting in small details right now and seeing whether like this stuff works or not. Again, figuring out the shadows for this piece was hard because it's not something that you particularly see a lot. So then I went ahead and put an overlay of orange on the entire drawing, which created this really lovely glow. Uh, as far as the lines itself, like the lines itself were concerned, it gave this really lovely glow to the line art itself, and I mean that was something I was particularly fond of. So it gave this really nice balance of red and orange, which again, I mean, red is one of my favorite colors, if not the favorite color I have. So yeah, just trying to figure out the details and everything now, just adding shadows. I wanted blue shadows, but then because of the orange overlay, the blue kind of became this really weird purple, red, gray uh, hue, which was kind of odd. But then I liked it. Uh, but then I was still not satisfied with it at the same time, so I started experimenting. I started changing the hue a little bit. I started turning the grayish purple red into full blown vibrant red. Uh, but then again, I mean, even that didn't really stick with me for long. So what I ended up doing was I tried changing the hue a little bit more towards the end, which ended up giving me this really lovely dark cherry red for the shadows, and that was something that like really stuck out to me. So I was like, all right, that is what I want. Again, just adding details to the speakers now, figuring out the shadows again. See, there is that cherry red. That's gonna change again in a bit. Uh, but again, that is what I specifically wanted. That pinkish cherry red. Again, just adding the spray paint marks. I wanted them to glow. That was something I wanted from the very start. Like when I was thinking about what the piece would look like, when I was imagining and visualizing what this piece would look like in my head, the glowing graffiti spray marks were always there. And that's essentially what I ended up doing. So it kind of looks like electricity, but it also kind of looks like, spray paint marks. Uh, Again, what I'm doing at the moment is applying some color balance. Color balance is essential. Uh, I have and will continue to tell this to anyone who watches any of my videos again and again and again. Use color balance. Color balance is important. It will give your paintings and your drawings this very, very harmonious look at the end. Everything is going to look concise, tied together. The values will work. The hues will work. Everything is going to work perfectly. Honestly, that's the one thing I've learned and realized over this entire period of my, art career per se. But like, it's just that's what it is. That's what it is. And when I say career, I don't mean I have an actual career. I do not. I am trying to figure things out the same way you are. Hopefully, whoever is watching this, hopefully, either is on a path to figure their stuff out or has already figured it out. And if they haven't, I'm sure you will. And that's essentially what I'm trying to do as well. The painting is almost done now. I applied this really sharp looking purple at the back of the painting, the back of the drawing. Sorry, I get annoyed when people confuse drawing and painting. Here I am confusing the two while I'm talking. Again, sorry about that, but yeah, added that and the painting is done. just a few final details, and we are done. That is day 4 of Inktober. Day 4 was particularly fun. Day 5 has a blade as its prompt, and I have something really exciting in mind for that, something really interesting. Uh, so I'm going to draw that tonight, and I shall be here tomorrow with a video for that. So be on the lookout for that. Again, let me know in the comments what your Inktober stories are, whether you failed Inktober before, whether you've successfully managed to get through all 31 days. Again, that's something I haven't particularly been able to do at the moment, but I am trying, and that's essentially what these videos are for. They're daily documented process videos of me doing these drawings. So I can give that whack to myself as far as discipline and consistency are concerned. So that's essentially what it's for. So please let me know your Inktober stories in the comments, whether you've tried it, whether you want to try it, how many drawings have you made already, what fun stories you have as far as pieces you made for Inktober were concerned. Do you have any pieces that you really, really hold close that were made during the Inktober period? Let me know. Anything, honestly. Any stories you have related to Inktober, just leave them down in the comments. And please like, comment, and subscribe. It would honestly mean the world. Honestly mean the world. Because I'm doing this because I love it, but to have people watch it, enjoy it, come along for the ride and everything is obviously an extra push that goes a long way. So if you like my work, please subscribe, please like the video. Again, comment your stories in the comment box below, and links for my socials will be in the description. I post my work definitely when I like Instagram is where I post it first. So please consider following if you like my work, if you want to see more. I also take polls and questions from time to time on Instagram. So if any of you are interested in seeing something specific, please either follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, or comment below in the comment box. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you.